Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. You know what it is. It's The Brothers War, the latest expansion in Magic the Gathering. It's the early access event. We have loaded accounts as content creators. You'll notice it says VIP. Thank you so much, Wizards, for allowing us to showcase this content early. It's great for both, myself and you as the audience as well, being able to play with all of the cards, determining which rares and mythics are right for you so you don't waste those precious wild cards. In today's video, we have Titania. We are doing the meld. This is going to be a Jund deck, red, black, and green. We're tossing lands to the grave, bringing them all back while melding Titania and just going absolutely ballistic. I don't know about this new mechanic meld, if it's going to last long. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcase this within our gameplay footage, and of course, wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. Woof! So make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel to help support myself as a content creator, and let's take a look at this new deck. Okily dokily, here we are with the Jund Titania Meld, and if you are unfamiliar, look at this. For 3 mana, Titania, Voice of Gaia, 3/4 with reach. That in itself is just like good enough for me. And whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, you gain 2 life. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 4 or more lands in your graveyard and you both own and control Titania as well as the land Argoth, exile them and meld them into the Incarnate. This is absolutely fantastic. It has Vigilance, Reach, Trample, and Haste. Woohoo! Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands that we control. When it enters the battlefield, return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and then we can pay 4 to put 4 counters onto a land we control. It's become a 0/0 creature that is still a land with haste, I may add as well. So, a big hit coming through once it flips to the meld. Not only is she going to be like, an 11/11 with haste, trample, vigilance, reach, the whole 9 yards, but you can also start bringing those lands in to attack as well, even on that same turn, which is goofy. So, we do need 4 lands in our grave to get the flip. So how are we going to do that? Well, first things first, it's the Riveteer's Overlook. When it enters play, sacrifice it, grab yourself a mountain, a forest, or a swamp from your deck, put it into play tapped. So that's going to be a land there, which is fantastic. We also use Braid's Arisen Nightmare for 3, a 3/3, and at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, your opponent has the opportunity to sack a card of the same card type. If they do not, they're going to lose 2 life. You're going to draw a card. Ooh. So we can sacrifice our lands. If they don't sacrifice their lands, we get a draw, which is great. We're going to deal some damage, which is pretty cool too, making Titania's work load a little bit lighter. And then, filling the grave with those lands for her meld stipulation as well is very nice. And then aside from that, we can just mill. We can mill lands into the graveyard, right? So we have Gnawing Vermin for 1 is a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, target player mills 2 cards. That's us. When it dies, target creature we don't control gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. So this is really cool. It's kind of got that Shambling Ghast vibe. We don't make a treasure. I'd rather the mill, but we still get that -1 when it dies, which is actually pretty good. Moving on from that, we do have... No, those are literally the only new cards in the deck. I'm so sorry, chat. Go for the Throat is new for 2. Instant speed, destroy target non-artifact creature. There's just not enough good cards to support Titania. However, we are lucky enough to be adding them to just an incredibly powerful deck already. And you kind of recognize what's going on already. So we're talking about way to get lands into the grave. We have Teaching of the Kirin here as well. 2 mana, mill 3 cards, create a 1/1. That's fantastic. We have Kiki Jiki. You may discard up to 2 cards if you do draw that many cards, right? So lands from our hand that are extra, we can toss this way, which is quite fantastic. We can also discard lands with Soul of the Windrace, which is really quite nice as well if they happen to end up in our hand and we've got too many of them. So definitely a lot of different ways to put lands into the graveyard, whether it's through mill or destroying your own lands. Very, very consistent. And honestly, it's not hard to get 4 lands into the grave. We are doing it pretty consistently, which is quite nice. So building around that, obviously Kiki Jiki makes that 2/2 goblin. It attacks, makes a treasure. That's some ramp. We have the Loam Speakers, can tap for any mana. You know, that's a nice little bit of ramp, and we can make that 3/3 later if we so choose to get some additional attack points in. We have some removal in the deck, I guess. So we talked about go for the throat. We have a Braid, destroying target artifact or 3 damage to target creature. You know, it's an artifact meta right now, so a Braid is very, very nice. We can put +1/+1 counters on a creature we control and eventually flip this into the Orichi for 1/1. Whenever it attacks, choose 1, exiling a creature card from a graveyard when you do create a 1/1 token. And you can also exile target non-creature card from a graveyard if you do put a +1/+1 counter on it, which is just, you know, whatever. We have a big graveyard. We can take the non-lands out of our grave, right? Like there's no harm in taking a copy of the Mirror Breaker from the graveyard for a +1/+1 counter, right? Like that's going to be really nice. Kiki Jiki, of course, will flip into a 2/2. We can pay 1, tap it, create a token that's a copy of another non-legendary, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. It will have haste, though, and, you know, it's Titan of Industry, fantastic, 7 mana, reach, trample. When it enters the battlefield, choose 2, destroying artifact or enchantment, gain 5 life, creating 4/4, or shield counter on creature you control. And we're going to be bringing things back, you know, preferably Titania, because it's a new card that we want to showcase. We're kind of ignoring Titan, but it's still there because, you know, I expect everybody to be winning their matches, and it would just be disrespectful not to include that in this deck as it fits so well. Cruelty of Gix, like I said, bringing back Titania, but potentially can also bring back Titan, allowing you to search for something, whatever it is you need, and you can even take a peek at your opponent's hand, which is quite nice. Junji can bring back Voice of Gaia as well, which is quite nice. As a 5/5 with Flying and Menace for 5. When it dies, choose 1. Opponent discards 2 cards, loses 2 life, or we get to put a non-dragon from a graveyard into the battlefield under our control, and we will lose 2 life. So, you know, that's going to be really good to get her back into play. And yeah, so through the discarding of lands, through Windgrace, we can gain 3 life, draw a card, or give it indestructible and untap it. So really nice versatility here. Liliana, 3 mana, 3 loyalty, +1, each player discards, discarding lands, right? -2, each player sacrifices a creature, just good control. And then finally, -6, separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles, and then that player sacrifices one of them, which is fantastic, right? And, you know, that's going to be the deck. We do have a lot of different lands here for the consistency of the 3 colors. But remember, you have the Loam Speakers, you have Kiki for the treasure token, and, of course, the land is quite friendly as well. Sanctum of Nature is the land you'll need to meld with. You can pay 4 and tap it to create a 2/2 at sorcery speed, which is not the worst, honestly. It's going to come in tapped unless you control a legendary green creature. We have Windgrace, we have Titania herself, which is quite nice. Riveteer's Charm, opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest mana value that they control. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of the next step. You may play those, or exile target player's graveyard. Just graveyard control is really nice. We don't mind that. But again, that forced sacrifice is cool, and the card advantage is nice. Playing off the top of your library is always really good, right? Whew! That is Jund Titania Meld. Let me know if you can do it better. I kind of doubt it. But with that same sense of arrogance, I do think that this is a really good deck that probably has made the, you know, Soul of the Windgrace Jund Reanimator build even stronger. To be like, we're having a lot of fun with this build. You'll see, you'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's enough gloating for me. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel to help support, and let's play some freaking Magic, doogies. Alrighty then. Am I mistaken, or is this a good hand? Very hard to tell. Get concealed. I'm gonna mill out. Would have been a good line to have. In tapped. Another mono black deck. You know, people are just being so creative today. One land in the grave. We could make it 2. Reveal takes our Windgrace. Diabolic Intent is not the worst. You get a Raven. Kiki's really, really good with the discard ability. Pass over. Are there any new discard cards? I honestly don't even remember. Gain 2 life via the land discard. Toss 2. No land. Take the mill. I'm gonna get land in the grave. There's one. That takes us to 3. We attack, make a treasure. They take it. We play Kiki. Make a gobbo. Three lands, right? 1, 2, 3. Get to kill the Raven. Not too bad. I'm gonna toss them both. Takes us to 4. This should confirm it. Still gaining more life. Grab our second swamp. We have plenty of green source. There is no attack. Do they have removal? Oh, absolutely. Beetle tosses yet another land. 4 cards in hand, though. Gaining 2 more life here. Trespasser. Maybe they don't have removal. They should really take a land. They don't. They take a Windgrace instead. And then they're hitting. Menace and all. No blocks. We have plenty of life. Yes. All right, we get some lands back. I don't even know if we have enough to fulfill this. 2 out of 3. It's pretty good. If only we had a landfall deck. Ah, decline. That's so sad. Get to draw. Exile, transform. I say we go for it. For 9. I guess we could have done this after, in case I have a field wipe. I doubt it, but I'm going to be honest, I counted wrong. I thought it could come in and attack. Shh. Don't tell anyone. We've got the meld. We melded Titania. I incarnate. Oh, we'll sack the vermin. Discard my abrade. No. They discarded a Praetor. Interesting. They must have a Gix. I'm going to cycle this. Would you stop it? All right. We've got some force. You're not supposed to concede like that. You're supposed to let me take lethal, bro. I'm sending this list to Santa. All right, our opponent is going first. I don't love the hand, but it's like it plays. We're in a little slow. We mill. We got the land and tapped here again, but well, maybe not. Quick, quick. Can we get another land? Interesting. Soul Grace enters. Counterspell question mark? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Get grasped. You think they do it again? What? Oh, Rafine. Get blasted! Actually, I'm basically as original as they are at this point. You know? Oh, Liliana. They could be saying the exact same thing here. Oh, Urza, though. I can't really say shit now, can I? Uh-oh, Urza is what you should be saying. Ooh, doogie doos, doogie doogie doos, doogie doogie doos. Do a little milskies. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is basically an Urza. Urza. Fucking got him. Nice trade, dude. Okay. Rafine or Urza? Rafine or Urza? Rafine Urza. Well, let's see if there's a counter magic first there, Diggy Doos. Interesting. Don't you want to sack a land? And now it's okay, okay. Land as well. Play the land. Attack first. Nothing. Let's slow roll. Another land. Perfect. We have 1, 2. Okay, so more lands. Pay life. They don't want to give us the draw there. We get to grab Titania here. That's what it's about. It's not about, you know, playing the frickin' Titan of Industry. That would be fun and all, but we should have attacked first. My bad. Maybe it's not a field wipe. If it's a field wipe, I will cry. Here's the last land. That brings us to 4. We do gain 2 life here as well. Okay, they're grabbing Rafine back. They mill an Emperor, which is cool. They might grab Urza. Oh, they are grabbed Planeswalker that way? Creature or Planeswalker. Good for you. And we're going to lose Braids immediately, which I think is the wrong play. Should have held it at flash speed for Titania, which has Vigilance, right? Yes. I'm going to grab Rafine. It's just better right now. Let's go to combat. Attacks. You go here. You here. Push out the land and the seeker. Boom. Take out that emperor, and we've got removal. Nice. Good game, my friend. Titania Melds are, well, they're delicious. Opponent going first. I mean, there are definitely some cards here. This will be a second black source. Ooh. Paranoid Partisan on artifacts. Nice. Okay. Killing ourselves. I actually have a deck list with this card in it, so like I'm curious to see how this goes. This might be one of our lists. Yes. Or at the very minimum, Great Minds and all. They may not be considering our ability. We're untapped. Teaching is a nice mill. One land, at least. They're flipping tonight already? For the discard of a land into an engineer. When it dies, create a power stone. Hitting for 2 to 19. Braids out. No attacks. Sack the power stone. They have to sack their own power stone. Because this is an artificer, not an artifact. So they just take the damage, give us a draw. Interesting. Absence on braids. Not a fan. Last card in hand. Hopefully it's not a big juicy artifact. Just another engineer. Okay. Not the end of the day. I wish I could draw and discard. Nice land. We need the lands. Big time. Well, if they have no removal, why not? It's just a blocker. I'd have to draw for a land next turn. If they don't have removal, she's safe to just like kind of hang out for a little bit. Target assembly worker gets +2/+2. And it could become an assembly worker. Okay, keep that in mind. Those lands are active. Day-night cycle here through the Celestis, draw, then discard. Discarding the land, keeping what I assume to be a Wandering Emperor in hand. Beautiful. Oh, wrong card, wrong card, wrong card. That was supposed to be Cruelty of Gix. Dang, dude. What's mine say? That was 100% meant to be a Gix to grab braids to sack a land so it would trigger next turn. Oh, that was just like a straight up misclick. My bad. We got this still. We can still do this. There's always next turn. I think. We're at 17, so I can maybe condone an attack as well. As long as it's not that pesky Emperor. And then we're sacking a swamp. Drawing a card, gaining 2 life. Because they don't want to sacrifice a land, which is actually worrisome to me. Oh, I was just going to say, as long as it's not the portal to Phyrexia. 3 creatures. Wow. 1, 2, 3. It's a good thing she was out there. We're going non-dragon. Back to braids. You just can't get rid of this card. There's the meld. We get those lands back. And then we're gaining life, grabbing basics. They're untapped. Not great, but whatever. Okay. Where do we go from here? Well, how about a massive attack? I'm going to try to take my Junji, huh? We need 2 mana up. That just gives us 1. That's an end turn. Sack your artifact. Sack your artifact. Probably just one of the power stones, I'd assume. Oh, a creature? Okay. This is... Oh, because they could just bring it back. Never thought I'd be so sad to do this. Exiling my own graveyard? Have you lost your mind? Don't worry about it. We have lethal unless they can remove Titania. And I would say we are good to go. Another really nice win. Oh, that cityscape is cool. I like it. Lily with the sacrifice. Beep boop bop. Lily with the sacrifice. Beep boop bop. Big hit. Swinging in for lethal. I like it. It does well. We're getting there. Going first with not the worst land I've ever seen. This will be a forest, I think. Oddly enough. Self-mill. Paying 1 life here for the mana. See if we can find some more lands. No! I didn't want any anyways. Get vermined. You take the creature away. Interesting. Table in. Make the Gubo. Shandi. He's good. Oh, and they utilize the mana. Nice. No blocks, but they open up the attack lane for us. What? Should have tossed a land, one land in there only. Gixadelphia, and to just write to Junji. Thank you. That should be good enough to get in their way. 5/5 with first strike, I guess not. Did they give it haste? Out of 15. They do give it haste. Kumano. Beautiful. They can just hit our person. Yep. This hits our person as well. Yikes. Ooh. Might be good. Get a girl out there. We do take 2 damage. Lay the land. It mills it. Well, sacks itself. We gain 2 life, which is super duper helpful. And then we want a secondary black source, I think. Well, tertiary, I guess. And we're in the air. We're going to kill Chandra. It's not great. Pretty tapped out here. We've got big attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 2 lands in the grave. Back up, Chandra. Cool. Up to 13. Down to 12. Firebrand. Yeah, not great. It happens, though. Let's cycle this land to the grave. That's 3. We're just dead. You gotta kill Chandra. And then our other creatures are legendary, so Kiki's not doing much. The Abrade goes here, so at least we can block. What? How have you played 3 Chandras, dude? Three Chandras. We do finally see a new card. Kiki's down. They take 2 damage themselves. I guess we should have just been hitting their person. We would have had lethal by now. But how are you top decking these Chandras every turn? That's crazy. You can attack all, bud. You have 12 damage if I don't block. Not quite enough. Down to 4. This is at sorcery speed. We do gain life. And we are certainly dead. It is a land. Yikes. Maybe if we top deck a Titan of Industry. We do oh, that gets it. Nice. We would be transforming next turn, which would be cool, but that is lethal. Right, because we're forced to double block the Defiler. And then we take 5. Good game, dude. Just smash your spacebar. You can attack with them all. I'll let you hit for lethal. Yes, do the math. Why did he say good game? Do I have lethal? You do. You can hit for lethal, bro. Imagine. Imagine. Oh, he absolutely does. He would have hit us for 5. Well, Titania is cool when she transforms. Thanks for the free win. Paid actors, like this is why you have to like, comment, and subscribe, is so I can continue to pay the paid actor. Uh-oh. We shall hope for the best. Hello, good game. Try to get after it. Here go, nice. Mono red, nice. We've got some removal. I don't want to play too slow. These things are only going to get worse. Let's Kiki. It's never a bad choice. Cut down, sure. Kind of figured. First Kumano. The rigging engine. I probably don't want to kill that till next turn. Not like they're going to unearth it right away, but... Let's see what they get. Dragon Engine is active, ladies and gentlemen. Don't tell anyone. They're unearthing it still, which is pretty brutal. No blocks. Four mana Shieldred in play. Could I get a Shieldred? Pretty please? You gonna make me ask nicely? They always do, man. They always do. Three cards in hand. Mishra. Ooh. Remember that time I don't have removal for 2? Remember that time I don't have removal for 2 in the deck? But we can destroy it. It's still very bad, though. I get to stop the meld. I get to stop your meld. They need a 5th land. 3 damage. This is just so much damage. It's just something we have to do or we die. They didn't get their land, but we're dead anyways. There it is. It hurts. Ouch! That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. I've got spells too, you know. Good game. Great game. We're a little slower than we'd like to be. It's all right, though. Okily dokily. So the deck as a whole works very well. You know, I fall victim of this as well, is like, I want to win my matches. I don't want to lose and just be absolutely crazy about these new cards. But at the same time, it's like they've got to be in there. That Vermin belongs in this deck. Go for the Throat, arguable. You know, there's a lot of artifacts. But if we run a Braid, then, you know, we kind of have all bases covered. Unless, you know, I don't really know what we wouldn't get with Go for the Throat and a Braid. A Planeswalker, I suppose, right? Which is annoying, but at the end of the day, you know, we've got a lot of creatures here that can help take care of that as well. Riveteer Charms can take that Planeswalker. And of course, you know, it's just a big, juicy mid-range deck, which we love to play. So, you know, if you ever have any thoughts and opinions on the decks, leave them in the comments below. You know, ways to improve the deck, etc. Improve my videos, of course. I did realize that today's video and, well, the last video as well, didn't have game sound. You have to blame there's a VIP client, and it didn't, it's not the same setup as the old client, so I had to source those sounds, which was pretty brutal. But anyway, you know, we've got it, and the next video will have good sound as well. Anywho, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. I hope you have an absolute magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.